The top feels so much better than the bottom. So much better. Curtis, 50 Cent, Jackson, Window Shopper. Motivational hill, motivational mountain. It's time, it's time, it's time. Today is Sunday, July the 14th, 2024. It is 2:23 p.m. You see the thumbnail. You see the title. Now I'm gonna give you a brief heads up. This video, 9 times out of 10, is going to be a little long-winded because I'm going to be hitting on multiple things that relate to the title. And the title is, It's Time to Live, It's Time to Live. It's time to live. Now I'm gonna give you a brief recap of my experience from last night going into this morning. I was able to attend my first boxing match yesterday. Philly champion Jaron Boots Enos defended his IBF title versus Ivan Nason and was able to TKO Ivan Nason. Ivan Nason wasn't able to come out. I don't know what round it was. I was just so caught up in the moment. I was so caught up in the magnitude of the event. I didn't even know what round we was on. I just was enjoying myself so much. And, you know, I'm so happy that I did it. I went as a lone wolf. And, you know, I consider myself a sportsman now. To me, a sportsman or a sportswoman is a person that, you know, they attend the top sports events, you know, to network, you know, just to be around the energy. That's what a sportsman or a sportswoman is. And last night, you know, it was nothing like being there. You know, I had good seats. If you go to my community section, you know, I did a brief post on my experience. That picture that's where I was seated at. It was a very good seat. You know, section 120, row 24, seat 3. I stayed in my seat the whole time. It was pretty much a packed house. It was maybe a section on the lower right side that was empty. I don't know if it was reserved or it was for other people to see. I'm not sure. But it was so surreal. You know, I was able to just be in that moment, and I was able to, you know, record footage. I recorded a lot of footage and I narrowed it down to the best footage. As you can see, I got so many views for the undercards and I got so many views for the short that I did on the main event, you know, and that was the best footage actually, you know, and that's pretty much a good tip when it comes to, you know, recording a moment. Just record. And when the event is done, if you're looking to, you know, make one big video or share the footage, get the best footage, you know, and that's what I did. You know, I want to thank everybody that you know, watched my Jaron Boots Enos Aviation boxing special, you know, and I encourage you to watch it, to relive that moment with me. You know, that's the beautiful thing about, you know, recording. You get to relive that moment and other people get to relive that moment with you. So again, I thank everybody that's supporting that special boxing moment for me. But I digress. It's time to live. It's time to live. It's time to live. It's time to live, not survive. Surviving is only temporary. You're not supposed to be in the same place for days, for months, for weeks, for years. You're supposed to learn from it, grow from it. Survival's purpose is to grow. Survival's purpose is to get you to the next level. Okay? I choose to live. It's time for me to live. Anything that I want to do in life, I'm going to work towards it. I'm not going to let nothing or nobody stop me. Like I said, earlier this morning, in encouragement number 13, stop being afraid of success. I was afraid to put up shorts. But the best way to put up the main event from last night is to do it through a short. And I was able to get and that was some good footage. And also, I had to be respectful to the guidelines of YouTube as far as copywriting purposes. Thank you, YouTube, for this platform. Thank you for this opportunity to do content on your platform. It's time for you to stop being afraid to live. It's time for you to stop caring about what people think. It's time for you to stop being afraid to win. It's time for you to stop being afraid of rubbing people the wrong way because you win, because you're successful. People who troll, people that got something negative to say, their life is full of negativity and they want to transfer that negativity to you, but you can't let them. If you got a YouTube channel, if you got a blog, if you got an IG page, if you got a Facebook page, if you got a Snapchat, if you got a TikTok, be proud of your content. Be proud of your post. Because the people that got something negative to say is gasoline on your fire. And the people that have something positive to say is your fire. It's time for me, it's time for you. Be proud of your work. Don't be ashamed of your YouTube channel, Jack, sir, ma'am, boy, girl. Don't be ashamed. Life is about the positive and the negative. It's all how you respond. Because life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond. If people put negative comments in your comment section, so what? If people put positive comments in your section, so what? Embrace both. You need the fire and the gasoline to keep going and keep going effectively. It's time to live. Survival is short term, supposed to be short term to allow you to live even more. Every adversity, every hardship, every dilemma, every battle, every war is designed to get you to the next level. It's time to live. This is the reason why you, Jack, you, sir, you, ma'am, you, boy, you, girl, you ain't going nowhere because you stuck in survival mode. You fighting the same battle for 15 years, for 10 years, for 5 years, for 4 years, for 3 years, for 1 year. You fighting the same war. When you going to win the war? When you going to adapt? When you going to know when to be on the offense, when to blitz? When you going to know when to be on the defense? When are you going to win? When are you going to be successful? Or are you afraid to win? Or are you afraid to be successful? It's time to live. Are you afraid to be the lone wolf and go out to an event that you want to go out to, like I did last night? When I first bought my ticket, I bought my ticket about 2 to 3 weeks before the event. So when I bought my ticket, I was nervous. I was afraid. That's the beautiful thing to me about going places by yourself, being a lone wolf. It's that adrenaline rush. It's that balance of nervousness and fear. You know? Get used to that adrenaline rush of nervousness and fear because it's good for you. I was afraid coming home because I was by myself. But it made me sharp. It made me aware of my surroundings. When I was at the fight, I ain't do a lot of talking to people because I was by myself. You're less likely to be a target if you're silent. The loudest person in the room and the most talkative person in the room is the weakest person in the room. The silent person in the room is the most powerful person in the room because they're killing multiple birds with one stone. They're observing. They're perspicacious. They're talking when they need to talk. People only prey on apex predators only prey on prey. And you gotta make a choice on what you're gonna be in life. Like I said, this video gonna be all over the place, but it's all geared toward the topic. You either gonna be an apex predator or you gonna be prey. It ain't no middle ground. Ain't no dancing in the middle. Because if you want to be successful, you don't straddle the fence. You either on one side of the fence or you on the other side of the fence. Make your choice. You gonna live or you gonna survive. You gonna be strong or you gonna be weak. You gonna be a winner or you gonna be a loser. You gonna be average or you gonna be legendary. Being a legend, that's something you work towards. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's time to live. Don't be afraid to be the lone wolf. Not just going out places, but in life. Don't be afraid to go ghost mode. Make sure y'all check out that video. And it's very important that you operate in the chameleon mode. Make sure you check out that video. So I encourage you today. Don't be afraid to live. Don't be afraid of success. Don't be afraid to win. Because you don't know what's on the other side until you get over there. The grass may be green on the other side. There might be fertilizer on the other side that you might have to water to get grass. But you made it to the other side. You don't know what's on the other side, but you work to get on the other side. You fight to get to the other side. You won when you got to the other side because a lot of people can't make it to the other side. Will you make it to the other side? Will you win? Will you be successful? Or will you let fear control you? In my personal life, whatever I feared, it never happened. It was all in my mind. Because fear is the false evidence appearing real. The false evidence appearing real. The false evidence appearing real. It's time to live. You will live. every hardship, every adversity, every dilemma, you will survive. In the words of George Bruno, the Sultan, I'm alive, I will survive. I'm alive, I will survive. I'm alive, I will survive. And when I survive, I upgrade to living even more. I level up to live even more. I become the final boss even more. I become a winner even more. I get to level after level after level even more. What level you on? You on level 1? You on level 0? See, this is what being the final boss is all about. Getting to the highest level. Life is a competition. The higher you get, the harder it gets. The more competitive that it is to defeat you or to beat you, the final boss. So I encourage you today. It's time to live. It's time to live. It's time to live. Look at survival as the short term to live even more. Look at survival as the short term to live even more. Look at survival as the short term to live even more. Because every day you're getting a little bit better. Every week you're getting better. Every month you're getting a lot better. And every year you're getting a whole lot better. Because days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years, and years become decades. Because it's time, it's time, it's time. Life is a game of chess and a game of Jeopardy. You're going to win some games, you're going to lose some games. You're going to get some questions right, you're going to get some questions wrong. But we fight, we fight, we fight. We play, we play, we play. So we can win, so we can win, so we can win. Enjoy your day, enjoy your week. Live, live, live.